What up, Posse?
Hey.
How's it going? This is Brandon.
Mark.
Chad.
And Andy, back for number 2.
Andy.
He's back for a deuce.
Andy's
I'm back
back.
for a deuce.
Part 2.
Andy's back, and it's so nice because Andy's so familiar with this room and probably most of the equipment we've used before, that you've used before. I don't know. Did you ever use that mixer? I think we used it for something mobile.
Yeah, it might have been 1 or 2 times.
I don't remember what, but that good old board. That's a Yamaha 12-channel 4-bus.
Yeah.
Little beast from like 1999.
It's seen some things.
Yes, it has. And that one line is out. And our last engineer is like, "Why are you putting the tape over that? Why are you putting the tape over that?" I'm like, "Man, I used to work for Prince, and you always take a tape line out, so you don't accidentally make the mistake of, I hate explaining that.
Messing with settings on a broken channel, and yeah, that sounds good.
Especially when you're
thing.
hitting switches, and you're over here on your computer, and you just happen to hit the wrong one, and going, "Why isn't this working?" Oh, that's right, this line's out. Throw a piece of tape over the line, and you will not cross it.
Do not cross the line.
You shall not pass.
Yes.
Your lines.
Yes. What do you got for us, Brandon? I'm so excited.
Oh, so excited.
This is awesome.
So this is a cool resin cast of Slimer reminiscent of the High C Cooler days, the Ecto Cooler.
Oh, that thing is.
That looks
And
really
it comes
cool.
with, it's a cool, it's on it's mint on card, but it has a opening. Once I can figure
Wait,
it out.
what?
Yeah.
So it's got like a fake opening?
So,
Oh,
yeah,
look
see?
at that.
So you can save it.
That's cool.
Look at
That
this.
is genius.
And look, it has a light.
Oh, so it lights up too.
Yeah, see?
That's sweet.
So the viewers can see it. And
Nice.
You're not
Has a
leaving
little-
the studio with that.
has a little.
what-
So I got this from. If you guys have watched past episodes, I've gone on an Instagram buying frenzy, and it's like
Yeah,
you
what
can
was
get
that
good
one?
deals.
What was that one you did? Foo or pho or flab or
Flam.
whammo? Flam? No.
The flan,
The one
flan,
that
yeah.
we didn't know if it was edible or not, and he just goes on these weird
Yeah.
tangents and buys things on, of all places,
And this
Instagram.
This guy's Instagram page.
Instagram.
He's on Facebook too, but it's Jumbo _ Mega or Nuggetron.
Pay for that?
So it's like Nugget and Tron.
Yeah,
so,
what'd you pay for that?
60 shipped. So he did the full. He has the machine in his basement. He does that. He does skateboard decks. He does cool little the robot Ninja Turtle from the original toy line from the toy line. From the cartoon is he does one with the War Machine, so he has the Iron Man light up in the middle, and they repaints it and has puts a gun on the shoulder.
Can you show the
Pretty cool.
backside of the box?
It doesn't have anything.
It doesn't have anything.
No,
okay.
but it's cool. It looks just Ecto Cooler. Everybody I drank this like it was going out of style, and then they came back. And as an adult, I drank it like it was going out of style.
So what you're saying, Brandon, is that you brought us a unlicensed bootleg.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I'm a
On
bad boy like that.
Instagram.
I'm a bad boy like that. Everyone knows that.
You probably have a ton of
Yeah.
cavities from all the Ecto Cooler you drink.
Probably.
Oh, I don't.
Probably.
I used to
Probably.
love that. Purple Source Wax was really
Sugar.
good too.
Hey, where'd Andy go?
Andy's hiding because he doesn't believe in bootlegs. He's scared to
Like,
death.
Oh man, bootlegs? I'm not in on
There
that.
he is.
Oh, whatever. And next, I got this custom Weapon X Target exclusive pop. So I had them get painted up blood, like you just broke out. And I have a light. So look, it changes color.
So that's
The
custom.
The light
Yep.
was added then?
Who
And it
had the
changes.
light for you?
A guy, I believe his name is David Garza, and he is on a lot of the Facebook pop groups and stuff, and he'll customize stuff like this.
So you sent that to him,
Yeah,
and then he customized it,
and send it back.
So it's a one
put
of a
lights in
kind.
it.
Yeah.
What did he charge you for that?
I think that was $30, 35, for all the repaint and the light, the wiring and shit.
Very cool.
That's like a subculture.
Like
Of-
Absolutely.
Yeah, customizing.
of-
Hell yeah.
customizing is big time.
I mean, I've collected for years, and then I got out for a while. But the idea of customizing a toy for some old schoolers like me is blasphemy because you never
Why
want
would
to take
you
them out of the
ruin a
box.
toy?
But then again, you and I were.
Making it cooler.
But then again, you and I were byproducts. That is actually.
But
kinda
pop
cool.
has it's good because the box you can just keep.
But you and I are byproducts of what happened in the 90s that,
It's under the back
everything
of
just
the
got
head.
so mass produced that nothing was
switch.
worth anything, so we were
Yes.
buying 2 and 3 of them.
You have to go underneath,
So,
Underneath.
and there's like a little.
It's hiding.
Isn't that
There
cool?
it is. That is so cool.
And you can switch through like solid or like it changes, like a strobe light type of
Well,
thing.
that's the thing. I feel like now stuff is
There we go.
produced more than.
Here, put 'em right there.
Yeah, that thing's sweet.
That is cool. That's not leaving here either.
Oh god, nothing is
Oh,
leaving
that's-
here.
then it
Apparently,
turns
nothing
on
is.
its own too. Look at that. It turns different.
Yeah,
colors.
then you can do solid if you hit it a couple more times.
That's awesome.
But
Okay. What
so,
else you got, buddy?
customizing and stuff. And this, so only like real people, like real comic book people will remember Astro City. And this is the Confessor, the first version
Toy
of him.
Fair
So it's
exclusive.
basically, I need to get a bigger version of him, but this is the original. Like this is like the Bruce Wayne of that universe, and he's the Confessor. So he's like basically like a vampire Batman. That's like that was a priest. So he wears a cross on his thing. So like like a dull pain to like atone for his sins and stuff. And then, so in one of the things, he takes a protege, like a Robin called Altar Boy, but that was before all the scandals for the church came out, so everyone was okay with Altar Boy. But then
what year was
he
this?
takes over for
That's
the
an
Confessor
exclusive
later.
too, huh?
How long ago was this?
This was like early 2000s,
Okay.
late 90s, 1998. Wow. So,
That's cool.
and
Are we creeping you out yet? We got bootlegs. We got altar boys. We've got.
you have like the history. You have the history on the back of the character.
That's great. I like this one.
Oh, sorry
Heroes and
guys.
Villains.
There you go.
So
Cool.
you're gonna get
Getting
the
good at
rest
that,
of,
dude.
Are you gonna get the rest of these?
Jack in the Box, probably. Yeah, probably
The
all
old
of them.
soldier.
I think I'll get them all.
Silver
And
Agent.
look on the back, it has like the.
Samaritan. These
So.
are cool.
This
He's
is-
gonna come out of the box, and
Gonna
that guy's
close.
not gonna because he's a Toy Fair exclusive. Actually,
But
I'm on the
box
fence
for that. Like, you seems like you could just take just a piece of tape.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but I just like the
You
way
know,
I like the way it looks in the.
Okay.
But
It's very ninja.
yeah,
Church ninja.
but he like hides in the shadows like Batman, and is like like I'm a rich like
Spooky
person.
with my altar boy.
yeah.
With the
Yeah.
old
Right.
What
It's
else
better
you got
what you
there?
if you read the comic, that whole
I didn't
saga
read the
part of
comic.
it. It'll make sense.
Eh,
All right, this is my next to Batman. This is my favorite DC character, John Constantine, the Hellblazer, and
Keanu Reeves.
not the Keanu Reeves one, but I just like it. It's like a cool DC Direct. This one will not be coming out of the box, but it's cool. You have the Spectre, Zatanna, and Dr. Fate in the back. You also have Preacher toys, which I'll get to in a little bit, and Starman, and I believe Sandman and Death.
So you said that
And a
this is a
Shazam.
DC.
Shazam and Black Adam.
Oh, I want to see that. Hold on. So you go back. I
I
want
know,
to go,
Sandman.
that is a DC exclusive. Who
DC
made
Direct.
who,
So
that? So made by Vertigo.
yeah, it's DC. So it's,
Vertigo Comics.
yeah, this was made by like DC Comics toy division.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
That's really weird because it really
DC Direct has their own. Yeah, they do their own toys.
it just goes to show you how much McFarlane Toy has changed
Well,
the
it's like
scene.
Marvel Selects.
yeah,
Because if
Yeah.
you look, Brandon, show that again in the back of it, because it, even the character poses, layouts, everything was McFarlane changed so much. And
yeah,
those
it's
are
pretty
really
simple.
cool.
The other one's like
There's a lot of detail in that figure.
yeah.
Yeah, there really is.
The next is another one of my favorite comics, Preacher. So this is the main character, Jesse Custer.
And you just got this too?
And I got it a while ago. I got it at Hot Comics. But they, so he's like inhabited by like an angel demon hybrid.
He has a wind tunnel tested hairdo.
Yes.
That actually, if you hit the button, it says something, but he didn't
Yeah.
put batteries.
I gotta get it fixed and looked at. This is
Had it for a while.
Cassidy, who is the Irish vampire who tags along with Jesse Custer, and just gets into all like he's just
So is he
you know
just
a
like to
drunk and a
drink
drug addict.
and
Yeah.
fight.
Yep.
He just likes to drink and fight.
He punched it-
He's got a drink in this.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
blood.
that's awesome.
And he punched a guy so hard in the mouth that his fist got stuck in the guy's mouth. One of the issues. And then the last preacher one I have right now is the Saint of Killers, who is one of the cool, like, he's basically an old Western cowboy who, when he died, he he had so much vengeance in his heart because of how he died and stuff that
he can't die now.
well, they made him, he basically was like the angel of death, I think, or he became like the, because
you are not explaining this very well at all, Brandon. Start over.
And I don't want to give spoilers, so I'm trying to like leave out spoilers. So
confusing me more.
So sorry. So he basically he has 2 6-shooters that he made out of the sword that the angel of death owned, but he killed the angel of death and the devil, and so he just has these guns that cannot miss and never need to be reloaded. But yeah, there's other stuff, like, it makes sense when you read it, but I don't want to give it anything away, even though it's like a 25-year-old comic book. But
you're gonna ruin Preacher for everyone.
Yeah, man.
Well, the TV show is nothing like the comic, so
you ruined it for me.
Yeah, dude, I'm done.
Whatever. Okay. Whatever.
Those are actually, I like the design of those.
Cool.
Those are kind of cool.
Yeah. I'll look into it more. I know Mark Hall's always talking about Preacher. He loves it.
Oh, Mark Hall likes them?
Then don't watch it. He sunk the franchise now.
Yep.
Oh, that Mark
Don't
Hall.
watch Preacher anymore. Mark Hall likes it.
Well, he's a pretty slick dude.
And we got a little fun little thing for the end. That is Chad's.
And then there's that picture back there with all the comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're going to do this one first.
Well, I saw that on Amazon, and I had to buy it. And it's probably one of the coolest books I've seen in a long time, since we do talk about books.
You got to fight for your right to party, people.
Well, it's not just it's really kind of cool, the story of how they did it, but there's also like there's a cookbook in there, and there's just different
drawings, there's
like old pictures of them with Def Jam and stuff.
You're really learning more
Is it Rick
not
Rubin
just
right
about
down
the
there?
Beastie Boys, but you're learning about the evolution of hip hop and how a bunch of Jewish kids from Brooklyn were able to jump in with Def
Working
Jam.
with Run DMC right there.
They toured with Run DMC.
And it was funny because
they had street cred before Eminem was
and
like.
I brought this up to you, remember? And you're like, I got it.
Yeah.
I was like, I just saw an interview
Cool,
with
like,
them talking
notebook
about that
entries.
book. And he was like, I bought that book.
that
And he
bad
had the
boy.
book. It talks about Cool Mo D.
Cool little,
put them
like,
on their list.
Yeah.
Pictures.
Their report card.
I bought that book and I started reading it, and I had to buy it
That's
for
cool.
a buddy of mine too. So I was just,
Burrs of New York.
Didn't
I mean,
realize that.
it's just a really cool
Jim
read, and you
Rat's
get a
read.
really good idea of what it was like coming up in the 80s and 90s and how hip hop changed, and
That's awesome.
the different things that they went through. Being three guys from Brooklyn, young kids, they're like 17, and they were a punk band at first. So
I did not
it's
know
really
that.
cool. I don't know if you ever seen that.
I was today years old when I found out they started as a punk band.
But it's just
blew up the scene.
if you want to, it's the last three remaining, or the two remaining Beastie Boys.
Wait, didn't 2 die now?
No, Adam Young passed away about 5, 6, 7 years ago, 8 years ago. God, maybe it was 10 now. I don't know.
Was it that
The
long
DJ
ago?
Yeah, it was a while
It
ago.
was probably
Damn.
10 years
It was
ago.
like probably 10 years ago.
But I thought one of the other guys recently just passed
No.
away.
Just
No.
run.
Mike D is good,
Kill
and Ad Rock is good. But this is the book that you would think the Beastie Boys would make. It's all over the place, but it's got cohesion, and it reads as if it's a timepiece. It's really, really cool, and I've never flipped through a book like this and got so excited and gone forward to where I went back and still understood what was going on. So I really like it. It was really, really cool.
I have no idea what's going on in this picture, but I just have to comment, how freaking 90s is that carpet in that picture?
For Intergalactic.
Holy crap.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Intergalactic Planetary.
Yeah, that was... So, yeah, going with books, I'll grab it this time, Brandon.
All right.
A friend of mine gave me this.
And this thing's pretty cool.
Here you go.
If he didn't have it in direct sunlight.
Yeah. It did kind of get a little...
Get out of the way.
Hey.
Okay, wait, hold this up so I'll take...
You guys can share. So a friend of mine actually brought this to me and said, "What is this worth?" And as you can see, it's faded, but it's it's like Hulk 105 and a Batman and Wonder Woman, a Superman, a Flash. It's some pretty good eras of comic books. But unfortunately, you can see it's just faded out.
So look at the.
And I just said, honestly, it's not worth anything. So, oh, come on, these are in really good shape. I had them stick it down. I go, you had them put somewhere where the sun hit them and faded them. They're not.
I can get up close to see at least.
It's better to the frame's worth more than the actual comics, unfortunately.
Like, look at the top, like the Brave and the Bold is all worn away. You can barely tell it's a 20-cent comic.
Yeah.
Ultraviolet filtering plastic is
yeah, that's what Chad and I were talking about earlier.
So it says on the back, I'm reading, you don't have to flip it around. I'm reading it from the back, and it says ultraviolet filtering plastic. IG recommended to keep from fading, and it obviously didn't. Somebody got screwed on that.
Someone.
But it just also goes to show, my point is when people don't collect and aren't familiar and they see something that's, to me, I always call those half of a gem because I really like seeing them myself.
Cool
They're cool to see, but they're really not worth anything.
No.
It's a cool display piece.
It's a cool display piece.
For sure it is.
But I mean, I'm actually going to probably take that frame, take those out of there, and I'm going to put some old bodybuilding pictures in there.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
Oh, God, I'm such a dork. How much time we got? Where are we at?
We're at 16 and a half.
Dude, we're going to do this. You guys, should we do it? I'm going to grab it. We only got 16 minutes. We can do this.
We got
All right,
3.5 minutes left.
Go for it.
Brandon's going to introduce it. It's one of his favorite things, and he still uses it every day.
Well, not every day, but I still have it.
That's an interesting setup. This could be a lot of things.
Yeah.
Every day, Brandon.
All right, every day. Every day.
So I'll bring this to you.
This is a very underrated and ahead of its time console, the Sega Dreamcast. The very first, I believe, video game system that had online capability, but it was like really confusing on how to get online, and it was like maybe like 2 or 3 people that knew what they're doing, and Fred Durst was on there. Because he would be like, "Oh, I'm playing Dreamcast. Come,
I'm cool.
Connect."
No, you're Fred Durst.
But-
we don't want to.
I'm
Because you're Fred Durst.
Look at the old controllers. And
Is
it
that
had
the reason
a
why
cool little
Dreamcast
memory
failed?
card
Is
in there.
because of Fred Durst? I'm just wondering.
Probably.
I think that's a safe assumption.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sega stocks dropped
What do you-
dramatically as soon
Because
as
of Fred Durst.
So look at this like old like it's a memory card that you can pull out and you can play like mini games on it.
Yeah,
I have
it's
one of
like-
these. This is
wow.
awesome. Like
No, isn't that cool? Like, how ahead of your time is that?
That's
Storage
Definitely.
units. You got storage units and backups. And one of my clients gave this to me. Hey, shout out to AJ, man. Thank you so
the
much.
answer, baby. Allen Iverson,
Yes.
NBA 2K1.
Practice.
I'm talking about practice. Fucking Randy Moss, straight cash, homie.
Freak.
Ready to Rumble Boxing, one of the greatest boxing games ever. Just hilarious. Just like the different characters. And look at this. Shaq still in the Lakers. NBA hoops.
Oops, son.
With a Z, because we're cool, and it's early 2000.
Is that before he dated Hoops?
Yeah. And then another Randy Moss 2 years in a row.
Randy frickin' Moss.
Straight cash.
2K1?
Oh boy.
Look at that.
And then 2K2.
Both on the
Must this, must
Vikings.
that.
What
Look at
up,
that.
yo?
Must this, must that.
That's crazy. I gotta say, this is probably one of the coolest setups. And the fail of this, does anybody know what the real fail of this is?
What was it?
Dreamcast? You could copy the games. They didn't have any copy protection.
Technically, yeah, I bought a copied game because I couldn't get it inside the United States. So I had
Hey,
to get
where'd
it.
Andy
Because
go?
they'd made it, but the
But you were hiding.
Dreamcast
from,
had already
he's got
finished.
bootlegs and this guy.
I'm incriminating myself. I'm like
But
Napster.
It's on video.
Yeah,
Yep.
but I mean, like with just the portable remote thing, everything. This is just an amazing piece, and sadly, Sega didn't catch on like it should. But it had some really good games, Taxi was
Dude, that Spawn game was awesome. They had
Was
for
it?
it. Yeah, and Shenmue. Everybody play Shenmue for Xbox.
cool.
So, fun fact, the term video game console was made up by Nintendo.
Get out of here, you nerd. We don't need nerd facts.
It was made up by Nintendo so that people wouldn't go around calling their Amigas and Ataris and Dreamcasts Nintendos.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Okay, so they came up with
To
a
separate
name so
themselves.
they would be.
Okay.
So instead of Kleenex being a tissue, they're just known as a Kleenex now.
Exactly.
Nintendo console. Okay. Wow. All right, maybe we did need that nerd fact.
That
That
is
was
some
very-
some guerrilla frickin' warfare right
I'll
there.
tell you right now, Andy, with the Fortnite the last time and that this time,
Yeah.
glad
I
to have you
gotta-
on board.
I got to
He's
drop
getting-
some
We're gonna
knowledge.
expose that he has a huge toy collection. He's just hiding
Yeah,
it.
he's like, haha.
One of
We know you
us.
had Legos.
Dude, there's
Admitted to
Legos.
that.
People like are really starting to eat up those like 80s, early
Legos
90s
are
Legos.
like gold. They're literally like gold.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I would really highly recommend everybody to read this book. It is
Yes.
really, really
Beastie
fun.
Boys book.
And if you didn't like
So
the
when are you gonna
Beasties, I
give me
know.
that? You said you bought that book for a friend.
Oh,
Chad's friend better read it.
This is the,
Different friend. I guess I'll have to go out and get my own Beastie Boys
This is
book,
the-
but that's all right.
this is the part where we get awkward, Andy. So what time we've got to be done right about now? All right. Well, you know what, guys? Thanks a lot. Peace out, y'all. Wait, real quick. When are we doing the next swap?
So February 24th, Sunday, February 24th at the Geek Partnership Society Event Horizon, right off Broadway and Central.
How many tables?
40 tables from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. New and vintage, old, great comics, toys, artist prints. It's going to be a potluck.
Ooh.
Now it's kind of like an event
Food.
when we do. Yeah, there's always going to be. It seems like there's a lot of people that want to do food at the GPS.
Yeah, because they have a kitchen. The
Yeah,
other
that's
place
nice.
doesn't.
It's nice.
Cool.
So yeah, it's going to be popping off, and then we got a couple swaps planned after that. April 7th, and then May 11th, the day before Mother's Day.
The
Nice.
first ever Saturday swap.
Yep.
That was indoors. I think we had an outdoors one on Saturday, but
Yeah, we might have.
Cool. All right. Well, we got it. Andy, thank you so much, man. You're
thanks.
amazing. You've just
Yes.
shown us so much
Definitely
about
lighten the whole
things we
mood of the
didn't
joint.
know that were in here that we could utilize.
My pleasure.
All right, Posse.
All right.
Peace out.
Peace out, guys.